All right, so the first service project of the day is this Polaris Ranger 4x4 side by side. And I've already gone ahead and, like I showed you earlier, set up some of the tools that we needed for the day on this roll cart. This is a handy roll cart. Make sure it's cleaned off at the end of every evening. And that way, when you go to set out all your tools for the projects of the day, you can have them ready to go, roll them out. Also roll them out onto the front parking strip if you need be. Makes it really handy. Make sure all the tools get back on here, and at the end of the day it makes cleanup really simple. So the first thing I'm going to do, actually I've already done a couple of the first things. I've opened this up, pulled the top off of that, and getting ready to do a full service on this. This is brought in by the owner. It is his personal machine, and with the other 6x, the 6x, same Polaris Ranger, we had a couple issues with cold starts and the transmission. Still tinkering with that a little bit to get it dialed in. We're going to adjust some of the fuel lines here. Probably put a fuel system treatment in it. I'm also going to check the oil. Let's check that right now. Yeah, it looks like it could use a good change. I'm also going to check on the spreadsheet and website and see when it was last serviced. And we'll go ahead and change that oil if it's within service time. If it's close, I'll go ahead and do it while it's in the shop because it does look like it's needing an oil change. Quite dirty. You can also notice the air filter here. We're going to check that here in a moment. Several grease zerks on the axles and the swivels throughout the machine. On the 6x6, it's got a little bit of a different frame, and it's got quite a few more grease zerks to check. I'm also going to throw, or actually also already did throw in a little bit of fuel additive to keep that fuel good for the season that it's not being used. I'm also going to adjust the parking brake. As you can see, it goes all the way to the floor. Doesn't do that well. So the first thing I did also is went ahead and set the battery tender on the battery so it can be charging while I'm doing the rest of the work on this. I'm also going to pop off the radiator cap. Set that over here. That way we don't forget it. It goes back on when we're done. We're going to check the levels there, make sure it's all topped off. And brake fluid looks like it's up to par. I have my tire gauge set out here. This should be on the roll cart as we're getting ready for the day because I'm not going to use it quite yet. But I have set up the air chuck on the air hose, and we're going to go ahead and just spray this out, clean out some of this stuff. The cleaner the vehicle or service item that you're working on, the better it's going to go because you're going to be able to see any leaks, any signs of damage a lot easier than if it's just covered in dirt. So please try to keep these machines as clean as possible. And I'm going to go ahead and start by